Hey guys, welcome back to part 2 of the den. So here we got my little desk. On my desk we've got some World War II silver nickels. So in World War II they needed the nickel, and what they did is they substitute some of the nickel with silver. So these are the only silver nickels from modern day period, from the 40s, and it started in 1942 and ended in 45. And you can tell when you have the set of a silver nickel is because right there, if you can see at the top of the Monticello, the dome right there, you see that giant P? All the silver nickels were marked that way. So if you find a nickel that has a giant letter on top of the Monticello, either P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, S for San Francisco, then you found yourself a World War II silver nickel, and you should hang on to it. Okay, so what else we got going on, huh? We've got, whoop, don't fall over. Don't fall over. Give me a break here. All right. Yep, you're gonna fall. There we go. Okay. We got a little play Marx German Luger. Little toy. Yep. Pretty neat. We've got the Arizona that I built a long time ago. And up there you see the box. It's not the original box. I actually picked up that ship from Hobby Lobby. Yep. I like the artwork on that. And then as we come down, we've got some superhero stuff here. My little painting of wizards. That little painting right there is my little piece of artwork, which I copied from that right there, the movie Walt Bakshi's Wizards. And then we got a few superheroes, some detail tanks, and pretty neat stuff. A couple of models, Spitfire that I built, 1/48 scale, my P40. And then we come over here, we got some Dungeons and Dragons stuff. A lot of this stuff is, some of it's plastic from Bones, Reaper miniatures, some metal Reaper miniatures. Some of it's real old Ralpatha stuff too. A few Games Workshop things in here. Danger Girls. Yeah, it's the U.S. Post Office put out stamps, so I grabbed a set of these and put them in a frame. I thought they were pretty neat. Then we have odds and ends books. A lot of Warhammer stuff, a lot of Warhammer 40k. That was my big go-to. Some old catalogs. Got a lot of catalogs, really. And then we have, up here we've got the Enterprise. Cool stuff there. And we come down, you have Captain America stuff, Avengers. Batmobiles. Box. Superheroes. marks. German soldiers and American soldiers. And we got War of the Worlds right there. And we come up here, we got some Resident Evil stuff. We've got Star Trek The Bridge, which is pretty cool. We got more Marvel stuff. Another Batmobile. Oh, sweet. I love that. Over here we got Conan and the girls. One of my favorite planes, P-40, and this is from Sky Captain in the World of Tomorrow. Another Conan. We got Batman. We got a few Flames of War things from Vietnam. We got Abrams that my wife got me. And then over here, I wanted to show you this. I think this is pretty cool. So down here we have we've got some neat stuff here I want to show you. So we've got Blood. That's old Orcs Drift from Warhammer. We've got Lord of the Rings movie. We got the cool Dungeons and Dragons miniatures, classic, right? So then we have Battle of the Bulge. We're gonna do Tora. I got some special stuff I want to show you on that one. So we'll do that a little bit. But we've got Sean Connery, A Bridge Too Far. We've got, Lord of the Rings again, the movie. And then we have Kelly's Heroes, the cinema, retro cinema with Kelly's Heroes, which is pretty cool. Another cinema retro is Charlton Heston and the Omega Man. Awesome movie. And then we have another movie for sure, which is the Tora. And it opens up to display that. And with Tora, I want to show you these right here. We got the first one. It's a movie still. And this movie still is soldiers dash from line of fire, marauding Japanese Zeros at Wheeler Field, U.S. Army Air Corps base in the 20th Century Fox Tora, epic story of Pearl Harbor attack, produced by Elmo Williams, was directed by Richard Fleischer. That, my friends, is a movie still. So that's pretty cool. Then we have another movie still right here. This is the second assault on Battleship Row, is filmed on location where it actually happened over the Ford Island Naval Base at Pearl Harbor in Hawaii. What's the date on that? January 16th, 1972. Pretty cool. And we have another one. Black and white print of a painting is for the movie Tora. And this one's October 12th, 1970. And we have another one. Tora, Battleship Row, the heart of the American fleet, as it was struck by attack Japanese planes on December 7, 1941, on location painting by artist Robert McCall during the filming of Tora. Battleship Row was the heart of the U.S. fleet at Pearl Harbor. So that's pretty neat. Then we have this color photo of the Tora gang. So put the Confederate Air Force. Jimmy, you might like that. Not too bad. Then, of course, you have the playbook here for the movie. And I fear all we have done is to awaken a sleeping giant and fill him with a terrible resolve. Admiral Seruko Yamamoto, upon being notified of the successful strike upon Pearl Harbor and that the attack took place 55 minutes before the Japanese ultimatum had been delivered in Washington. The battleship Nagato, flagship of Admiral Yamamoto's Commander-in-Chief of the Japanese Combined Fleet. Below, takeoff. Planes of the 1st Air Fleet of the Imperial Japanese Navy are launched at dawn for the surprise attack. Top left. At 7:55 a.m., the final moment of peace, as torpedo bombers make the first strike at American naval vessels anchored at Pearl Harbor. Far left, sailors abandon a stricken ship. Center, Japanese dive bombers veer over an American destroyer in flames. And right, attackers coming through Cole Pass fly over pineapple fields being harvested. Battleship Row at Ford Island Naval Base takes the brunt of the attack. And here it is right here, guys. So this is the still of that painting right there. How about that, huh? It's pretty cool. It's not the Arizona, is it? Is that the Arizona? And that's the Nashu? I wonder if that's what it is. I wonder if that's the Arizona right there. Okay. And we got Japanese flying over a battleship. At right, U.S. Army Air Corps base. At Wheeler Field comes their attack. Far right is Marines hurriedly man machine guns. So that's right there. And then we have center. Before the attack, Japanese submarine is spotted and sunk, and left aboard the carrier Akagi. The crew and other pilots send the attacking fleet off with shouts of banzai. Here we have the peaceful days before the attack, an American Marine on duty and Navy aircraft in training. We got Elmo Williams and Richard Fleischer. And here we have Japanese flyers praying at the Shinto Shrine aboard the carrier Akagi. Here we have Admiral William Bull Housley, played by James Whitmore. They're discussing disposition of carrier fleet with Admiral Husband Kimmel, Martin Balsam. And then bottom we have Commander Agenda, presents his attack plan to his fellow officers. And we have that painting as well. We got the still of that right here, which is pretty neat. December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy. The United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked by the naval and air forces of the Empire of Japan. 12:31 p.m., December 8, 1941, President Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Produced and released by 20th Century Fox. 20th Century Fox presents Tora, Tora, Tora. Looks like hangar. We have Lieutenant Colonel Bratton, played by E.G. Marshall on the left, right there. Intelligence Unit Magic, after he was brought news of the impending attack to Secretary of War Henry L. Stimson. played by Joseph Cotton, and below we have Admiral Stark, which is played by Edward Andrews, tries to reach the president to confirm the news of the attack. Here we have the dawn briefing for the American pilots of the Fox Air Force, who will be flying over Hawaii in the Second Battle of Pearl Harbor. So those are your pilots, the zeros right there. Then we have Second Unit Director Kellogg. Oh, thank you. Let's see if we can do that again. Right? Nothing ever goes as planned, does it? Then we have, right there, dawn breaks with a full-scale replica of the Akagi and the battleship Nagato, constructed in Ayusha, Kyushu, along the beaches of the Hibiki Sea. And up here we have Admiral Yamamoto boards the carrier Akagi in September of 1939 as he assumes command of the Japanese Imperial Fleet. And then we have Otto Lang as the producer of the Japanese episodes. And then we have Japanese co-director Taishu Masaru and Japanese co-director Kinji Fukasaku conferring with script and actor flyer. Oh, look at this. And here we have all the actors. There you go, guys. This souvenir book was published by 20th Century Fox Film. Text by Ted Taylor and Hal Sherman. Photographs by Sterling Smith, Malcolm Bullock, Tamutsu Yato, and Doug Kirkland.